Yes, John. Thank you so much for the gems that you're giving us today. I especially love those words that you're using and the differences. Um, for instance, like the difference between inspiration and motivation. My question goes to what you said earlier, that we should be editing what we say. Now, in a conversation, and this is my question. In a conversation, it goes so quickly, and you're supposed to listen, synthesize, and try to come up with something that talks about the other. How do you, in that quick, short time, edit? And how do you also then, in that same, related to that question, self-deprecating humor, how much, how little? Do you have anything practical that you can give us?
Well, I'll do the best I can to give you something practical. There's a kind of a dig against salespeople, where salespeople are perceived as so much more interested in what they have to say next than what is being said to them. And if we sense that about someone that we're reporting to, then we don't feel or don't think that we are being heard. So how do you as a leader edit, and how do you find that opportunity for humor? I'll give you my 8-word rule. The last 8 words that anyone says carries all of the emotional impact of the message they want to deliver to you. If you think about it, Sandra, when someone's talking to you, well, one of the things I like about working here is that we have this and this and this. And, I don't know what you did this weekend, but I was busy doing this. And, my friends were at a party the other night, but I'll tell you what's really bothering me. We go around the entire racetrack just to get back to the starting gate. But this is when you say that we're supposed to listen. I love how you emphasize that word. Not that I'm a good listener or anything. But you said, I love how we're supposed to listen. People hope that we will listen. And when we demonstrate that, we immediately set ourselves apart from 90% of the people they will interact with that day. And we have at our fingertips, we have one of the most powerful tools in developing connection. And it scares us. And it's silence. Just because the other person has stopped speaking does not mean it's time for us to jump in, because what we're tempted to do is to address something that they said 5 minutes ago. The last 8 words carries all of the emotion that they've been building up, carries the greatest level, the highest level, and deepest level of clarity they have attempted. So it's the last thing they say that I will not address or look to correct, I will respond to. If you think about it, there's a big difference between responding and reacting. And as leaders, we do not have the luxury of getting emotionally involved. So I had an executive talking to me about, I'll tell you what, this really ticks me off. I'm sorry. You do not have the luxury of anger. You are expected to be even-keeled. You're on display. From the second you dial in, from the second you show up, wherever the face-to-face meeting may be, your people are looking at, does this leader walk the walk? Do they talk the talk? Believe it or not, I think I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
The neighbor down the street from where I grew up was named Mrs. Pascuzzi. And whenever anyone would sneeze, she would say, oh, it's true. Whatever they had just said was true if they sneezed after they said it. So, Sandra, I hope that was useful to you.
Yes, walk the walk, talk the talk.
Amen. Because here's the thing, there is a parental component to leadership, and anyone that is on this call that is a parent understands that the great thing about children is that they are walking tape recorders. They remember everything you say, and they will repeat it to you. I was driving once with my very young daughter in the back seat, and someone cut me off as I was driving down a highway in Los Angeles. And I said something mildly inappropriate, and she repeated it with great fervor. I had to say, don't say that. Don't let your mother hear you say.